Well, she's a Hollywood legend and the exercise guru behind the 80s aerobics craze. Jane Fonda, now 76 years young, believe me, looks as good as ever. She's in Australia to celebrate the relaunch of Fitness First, and we sat down to talk about her incredible life. You were the original motivator. I mean, you owned the 80s when it came to fitness,
yeah.
And it was all about you.
Well, it's because what I did worked.
Ready and reach, press it out and up.
Spend a Saturday afternoon doing Jane.
Yeah, doing Jane, that's right. And it became a social experience. And I thought of that when I was at the Fitness First gym here. Like the doing Jane thing, there's small groups, and it becomes a social experience like doing Jane did.
We've come a long way from leggings and lycra, haven't we?
We have. But it's not just the leggings and lycra, because actually there were a few people in there that had leggings and lycra.
What's it like for you looking back at those fabulous videos from the 80s?
I'm very proud of what I did. Women weren't supposed to have muscles and be fit back then. And that it changed everything.
Down and take it to the left. Down and up.
You have an incredible light inside you. How much of that do you put down to pursuing fitness so much through your life?
I think it had a lot to do with it. I come from a long line of depressed people on both sides of my family. And the fact that, that I've worked out most of my life, that I've been fit most of my life, I think has helped my mind as much as my body. I'm 76 and I've never been happier.
Once upon a time, would it have been so easy to say so easily, I'm 76 now? Because Hollywood is so renowned for its obsession with youth culture.
Yeah, it still is. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I decided, I think it's important to let women know that just because you're older doesn't mean life is over, or that you have to give up. I'm not only older, but I have a fake hip and a fake knee, and I feel lucky to be alive at a time where if something doesn't work, you just replace it.
We're in awards season, of course, in Hollywood at the moment, and we're seeing more and more all these great roles.
Oh, more and more Australian actors coming and taking the awards away.
Yeah, but how good is it, Kate Blanchett?
Kate's gonna win.
I'm dead broke, really. I mean, the government took everything.
Isn't she fabulous?
Oh, my Lord. I mean, she's one of the truly greats. She'll go down in history.
And, of course, you're still acting as well. You just played Nancy Reagan.
That was fun. I'd like to invite you to the state dinner next week.
I'm gonna be there, Miss Reagan?
No. Not as a butler, Cecil. I'm inviting you as a guest.
That role, of course, of Nancy Reagan was in The Butler. A lot of talk that Oprah has been snubbed by not getting that Oscar nomination. You think she was robbed?
Totally. I think she gave a great performance.
I don't know how many stories you're gonna hear, because they done swore him to some kind of secret code.
You forgot it was Oprah. That's hard to do.
I have to admit, you starred in one of my favourite comedies of all time, Barefoot in the Park, with Robert Redford.
It's one of my favorites, too.
Corey.
And it holds up.
You're gonna have to work tonight?
Yeah, I've got to go over the affidavits. See, this furrier is suing a woman for non-payment of bills. I've got the furrier.
I have a black lace nightgown.
It really does.
It really holds up.
I saw it again on a rainy Saturday afternoon about 6 months ago, and I thought,
funny.
This will be interesting, because I was a kid when I first saw it and roared with laughter.
Yeah.
Paul, I think I'm going to be a lousy wife. But don't be angry with me. I love you very much, and I'm very sexy.
Comedies don't always, have legs and last, but that one really did. It's one of Neil Simon's best. And I did 3 movies with Redford. I fell in love with him every time.
And he's still got it.
Oh, God. He's just the best.
Would you ever consider looking at doing another movie together?
Well, we've talked about it. And he offered me one, but I didn't like the role enough to say yes. But I hope before we die we will.
I think you've got a lot of life still left in you.
I hope so.
Oh, it was lovely to finally get to meet Jane Fonda in the flesh. We've spoken over the satellite a few times, but it was great to sit down and have a chat. And if you haven't spent a rainy Saturday afternoon watching Barefoot in the Park, highly recommend it. Really does stand the test of time.